טובה וברכה, חן וחסד, חן וחסד ורחמים, חן וחסד, חן וחסד ורחמים. Shalom, shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Shalom, shalom bimromav, ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
שלום במרומיו, מושיט ידיים אליו, לא הכל מובן מאליו, כי דברים מסתרים כמו ניסים ומעשים טובים. לא רוצה יותר לריב, לא רוצה יריב, לא רוצה מלחמה. השלום בדרך, בליבי הנחמה. בואו ונזרוק את השנאה, כי אני ואתה רוצים את השלום. תנו לי להגשים את החלום, ועכשיו אני פונה אלייך ואליך, רואה את השלום בעינייך ועיניך. בוא נעשה שלום ונרים את המקום, כי היום אנו בונים את העתיד לילדים שלנו, ומי עוד יעשה את זה אם לא אנחנו? עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, והוא יעשה שלום עלינו.
עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. Elohai, Elohai, neshama shenatata bi tehorahi, tehorahi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama shenatata bi tehorahi, tehorahi. sharet malachei elyon ki melech malachei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu ochem leshalom malachei hashalom malachei
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
So in a discussion of Shabbat, the Talmud scholar Aidan Steinsaltz writes that we must do no work on the Sabbath, not even work on our souls. Yet we know that our souls are supposed to be elevated on Shabbat, that we should reach higher on Shabbat than we do during the week. But how can that be if for the entire day we don't strive spiritually? So I vividly remember learning to swim. It was not a pleasant process. I was very scared of water, and the hardest part was floating. Swimming is about propulsion, right? You have to kick and stroke and move. But floating asks us to be still, to trust in the buoyancy of the water. Swimming is work, but floating takes faith. In the ocean, it's sometimes necessary to swim, but the swimmer goes beneath the wave while the floater just rides the crest. So too, the one who works himself or herself all week should aim to float on Shabbat, because floating will carry us higher than the often strenuous effort of the week. On Shabbat, we are to consider the week's task complete. Shabbat asks us to trust the wave of God's world. This Shabbat, let's not work on the world or ourselves. Let's save that for the other 6 days. On this Shabbat, let's just float. I'm going to invite the Levies forward to light our Shabbat candles, and we welcome our Houston contingent of the Levy family to come with them. Yep, the whole group's coming. It's a family affair. Welcome back.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner tzivanu lehadlik ner tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat
welcoming in the Shabbat this week with the words of Lakadodi.
Ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat lecha bela, ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad ishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad Adonai echad oh echad L'shem u'ziferet v'litchiela Yai lai lai ya la 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 lecha dodi ya la 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 likrat kala Ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabel Ya la 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 lecha dodi Ya la 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 likrat kala Ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela לקראת שבת, לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה יאי לי לי יא לה 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 לי לך דודי יא לה 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 לי לקראת קלה יא לה 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 לי בני שבת נקבלה יא לה 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 לי לך דודי יא לה 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 לי לקראת קלה יא לה 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 בני שבת נקבלה אוי ושלום עטרת בלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת קלה יא לה 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 לך דודי יא לה 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 לקראת קלה יא לה 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 פני שבת נקבלה יא לה 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 לך דודי יא לה 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 לקראת קלה יא לה 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 פני שבת נקבלה
I'll have you remain standing as we chant the words of Hatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ועלמא יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי.
בחייכון וביומכון וחיי לכל בית ישראל.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה
תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירם בעלמא
וימרו
אמן.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayers? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. לעולם ועד, לעולם ועד. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה
It's always a little strange to pray the words of Ma'ariv Aravim at 6:15 in the summer months because it's a prayer for the fall of evening and the arrival of night. But we know that's to come in just a few hours, and it turns out I'm happy to go to bed before that even happens. But we pray the words of Ma'ariv Aravim because as night comes, we hope that there'll be a new day tomorrow. That's in fact the essence and core of what it is to be Jewish, knowing we have or hoping and praying we have another chance to have an even better version of ourselves in the day to come.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro ma'ariv haravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher Ma'ariv haravim.
בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Elohechem emet. So we are celebrating that it is our third Shabbat with Cantor Josh Goldberg, which is very exciting for us. Actually, I should say it's only my second Shabbat, because it turns out last week we were like, surprise, you're leading services all by yourself. So thank you, Cantor Goldberg, for that. I will say it was very strange to be sitting at home, but in town on a Friday night on our couch watching Micah's service. But something we could do maybe again. That was kind of nice, I'm not going to lie. So other things we're celebrating on this Shabbat. Anything someone would like to share? Martin.
I have a birthday Monday.
Martin. You didn't invite me to your party.
50 years old.
50? Oh my gosh, we're the same age this year. That's amazing.
I can't hear either.
Happy.
That was my golf score today.
A happy early birthday and happy golf. Other celebrations. Drew.
I will celebrate my father's 85th birthday with him this weekend.
Nice. I love that. It's great to get to be together.
He's editor of a New York Times owned newspaper in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He marched with Dr. Martin Luther King and was an advocate for civil rights in Birmingham during the worst.
That's awesome. I hope it's a really wonderful time together. Really nice. Wish him happy birthday for us, please.
I definitely will.
Fabulous. Love it. Others? Yes. Okay, we're going to go Paul and then taking it back.
My hearing aid has arrived.
Right.
I have to tell you a funny story, which is that the Barnetts and the Rices live in the same neighborhood, and we were taking one of our numerous COVID walks this last week, and Rabbi Flip dropped his phone. And we couldn't find it, and then it turns out that Paul Barnett, of all the people in our neighborhood, found his phone and saw that Rabbi Flip's ID was there, and then let Audrey know, who texted me, that Paul has Flip's phone. It was meant to be. It's a Bashert thing, so thank you, Paul. Okay, you're going to remind me of your name. I apologize. I get it on the third try.
Maddie.
Maddie, welcome back. What are you celebrating?
Well, my friend Lily and I, this is her first time here.
Hi, Lily. Welcome.
Celebration.
Awesome.
Welcome.
We're
Great.
going on vacation next week.
Oh, vacation's great. Let me know what that's like. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
Okay.
what you had last week. Just
That's
kidding.
what I had last week. That does not count.
Not a real
Mindy,
vacation.
that doesn't count, right? Okay, thank you. Yeah, not a vacation. Pam.
My youngest granddaughter turns 2 tomorrow.
Oh, there's so many birthdays. You all getting together and celebrating your birthdays. It's very sweet. I hope it's tender. That's nice. All right, let me see. Vera.
I got a couple days of my grandson's birthday is July 17th.
We can celebrate that. That's in a couple days, right? Today's 15th. I like that. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. We're not going to see you on the 17th, maybe. So we'll celebrate that now.
I've got one.
Okay, Josh.
My wife and I had our 4th anniversary last night.
They did.
Yeah, she's watching from home tonight, not feeling well, but we had a really good
Hi,
night last
Andrea.
night.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Love that. All right. Am I missing anyone? Okay. We're going to continue with the words of Micha Mocha.
It starts with Yalalai. Yalalai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai. Yalalai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai. Yalalai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osefele malchutcha ra'ov banecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam malchutcha ra'ov banecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Anu ve'ameru Adonai meloch le'olam le'olam va'ed Yala lai 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 yala lai 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 Yala lai 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 yala lai 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 Yala lai 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 yala lai 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 ונאמר כי פדאוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי לי יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 אמן אמן
We spend a lot of time trying to uncover people. Newspapers disclose facts about the private lives of public figures. Gossip columns strip them bare. We go to therapy and we dissect our loved ones. Talk shows encourage people to bare their souls to millions. We want to know, but what would happen if?
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm.
What would happen if, instead of trying to expose people, tried to cover them up? What if instead of searching for their flaws, we tried to overlook their shortcomings? Our world desperately needs an infusion of compassion. We all pray that God will shelter us and not judge us too harshly. So let's offer that same kindness to one another.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Hashkivenu Leshalom. Let's try that again together. Hashkivenu Eloheinu Adonai, Adonai Eloheinu, Ashkivenu leshalom, leshalom, Ve'ha'amidenu, Shomreinu lechayim, Ufros aleinu, Sukat shlomecha. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
In our community this week, we offer thoughts and prayers of healing to Charlie Strobel, Kimberly Simmons, Joshua Simmons, John Horton, Monette Chance, Susan Hiller, and Kathy Guccione. Please share the names of those you're thinking of for our Misha Berach prayer.
Mel Hirsch.
Sheberach Avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Mi sheberach Imoteinu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Mi sheberach avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Mi sheberach imoteinu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
We'll rise now together for the Amidah. We'll begin together and then continue through the rest of it silently. And then once you've completed your prayer, you're welcome to find your seat.
Adonai sefasaitita ufiaki tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Prayer for gratitude. If you're following along in your Siddur, it's on page 58. Modim anachnu lach, we acknowledge with thanks that you are God, our rock and our Redeemer, the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and give praise. Modim anachnu lach, sha'atahu Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Ve'imotenu le'olam va'ed. Modim hanachnu lach, tzorech hayenu, magen yishenu, atahu ledor vador. Modim anachnu lach le'olam va'ed. For the sun that rises in the east, for the seas that roar a prayer, for the stillness of a snowfall, for the breath of autumn air, for the grasp within my fingers, for a mind that makes me whole, for the voice that God has given me to speak the truth within my soul. Modim hanachnu lach, modim hanachnu lach, modim hanachnu lach le'olam va'ed. Ve'al ve'al nisecha שבכל יום עמנו, שבכל יום עמנו. ועל ועל נפלאותיך וטובותיך, ערב ובוקר וצהריים. For the laughter of the children, for the way they greet the day, with their endless stream of questions. They remind us how to play. And for the ones we call beloved, who take away our fear, they tell us without saying it, remember I am here. Remember I am here. Modim Hanachnu Lach. Modim Hanachnu Lach. Modim Hanachnu Lach. Le'olam va'ed. Tzur chayenu magen yishenu. Atahu ledor v'ador. Modim hanachnu lach le'olam va'ed.
So I started to feel a little scratchy in the throat on July 2nd. I guess you could say that was my first day of symptoms, but I tested negative. By July 3rd, I had a headache, I needed to nap. There was a faint line on my rapid test. I had evaded COVID-19, as in 2019, until July of 2022. A pretty good streak of luck that I was really sad to see end. I was confident in the daily supplements I was taking of D12 and vitamin C, my daily routine of running and nightly good sleep, mask wearing in crowded spaces. It had to be that I had the secret cocktail that kept COVID at bay. Until I didn't. And I gave it to Rabbi Flip. Or maybe COVID was just waiting until Cantor Goldberg arrived on the scene. It was a slow time of year with no B'nai Mitzvah on the calendar, knowing that it would be tough to take out both rabbis on any given mic a week. But thankfully, all three of our kids were away at camp or on trips, so we and our viral glory could freely roam the house. While we felt fatigued and missed a planned getaway for a few days this past week, there were some silver linings to the 10-plus days of hunkering down at home. We cleaned our house from top to bottom. We called it the Great Purge of 2022. Bags full of old linens and other items we'd randomly hung onto that we had no use for. To the dump. The pantry, clean. I know Audrey's telling you, Vera, that my house is always clean, but we got it even cleaner. Every shelf. The crawl space, clean. The bonus room, clean. The garage, clean. I found Rabbi Flip spraying and wiping down the windowsills inside the garage, and it affirmed my enduring love for him. Ask any mom, and they will confess this eternal truth. There is something supremely gratifying about throwing your kids' stuff away when they are not home. Asher's backpack had already been in his closet for a month when I emptied it last week, only to find 2 containers of Tupperware with something moldy that was once upon a time a lunch in each one. Gross. I did also find a $100 bill in his backpack, which I decided was a fitting tip for my cleaning it out. Rabbi Flip and I took long walks at least once, sometimes twice a day. We appreciated the variety of foliage on our property. We marveled at the various wildlife just in our neighborhood. We saw deer, armadillos, rabbits. We read and watched TV. I watched both seasons of Tehran, which I highly recommend if you are into spy shows and the Mossad. Also, I am still certain, in case I wavered in the past, that I do not want to visit Tehran on vacation or for any other reason, although I do think I might make a great spy. Having COVID was not on my calendar, and at first we both felt rather sad, even slightly depressed. But ultimately, and thankfully our cases were rather mild, we both feel very healthy now. There was much to be appreciative for and of, and we were gratefully aware of that along the way. I found myself thinking about a reading from our Reform Siddur. Either you will go through this door or you will not go through. If you go through, there is always the risk of remembering your name. Things look at you doubly, and you must look back and let them happen. If you do not go through, it is possible to live worthily, to maintain your attitudes, to hold your position, to die bravely. But much will blind you, much will evade you. At what cost, who knows? The door itself makes no promises. It is only a door. There are times when we experience something, or we are tested, or an open door is set before us, and we miss it. It's just so easy to do. It's so easy to be blind to what is right in front of us, because we either want our situation to be different or we simply aren't looking. Much like Balaam in our Torah this week. The Parsha, the portion for this Shabbat, is a fundamentalist nightmare. This week we read the Lollapalooza granddaddy of all the off-the-wall Bible stories. It is so preposterous, it makes the splitting of the Red Sea look like child's play. This week, Balaam, the prophet, is riding on his donkey to deliver a paid-for-in-advance cursing of the Jews. Now God, who's really not too keen on cursing Israel, stations an angel to block his journey, but there's a catch. Only the donkey can see the angel. So the first time the angel appears with a drawn sword, the animal intelligently swerves off the path, and we know donkeys aren't that smart. Balaam whacks her. The second time, the angel appears in a narrow space between two vineyard walls, and the donkey, trying to maneuver around the angel that only the donkey can see, ends up mashing Balaam's foot. Balaam whacks her again. The third time, the angel chooses such a narrow place on the path that the donkey's only option is to lie down, and Balaam whacks her again. Whereupon, here it comes, the donkey turns to Balaam and speaks. Hey, give me a break. Doesn't really say that, but just riffing here. What have I done to you that you should whack me 3 times like this? And Balaam says to the donkey, how dare you mock me? If I had a sword, I'd kill you right here and right now. By the way, there is no indication whatsoever in this story that talking to your donkey is at all abnormal. And then, and only then, does Adonai open Balaam's eyes. And Balaam finally sees the angel, has a short conversation with the angel, as we all would, and realizes that his donkey has been way ahead of him all along, and that he is, in fact, the ass. End of story. Now, it occurred to me as I reread this portion once again that Balaam, much like other biblical greats who came before him, was not aware of the obvious right in front of him. Recall that Moses had to look twice before realizing that while the bush was aflame, it was not consumed. And Jacob had to endure many trials and even a dream of angels ascending and descending a ladder before awaking with the proclamation, God was in this place and I didn't even know it. How often have I passed up appreciation for the little everyday blessings around me because I'm running from one meeting to the next, planning for the future, fixated on a frustration or something someone said that's driving me crazy? I can tell you, too many times. Who decided that in order to be worthy, we needed to produce at every moment, stay ahead of the game, be kicking on all cylinders? Well, I can tell you this. COVID decides the opposite for us. It says, slow down, stay in bed, take a nap, do less. Now, you might be rolling your eyes thinking, okay, Rabbi, thanks for the Shabbat sermon on appreciating what really matters. on slowing down and counting our blessings, to which I say, you're very welcome. It's Shabbat. And built into the very word is the essence of rest, slowing down, taking stock, and counting blessings. Because even I forget. We all do. Also, I can't really tell if you're rolling your eyes because I'm nearsighted and I don't have my glasses on. But let me wrap this reminder, this sermon, about seeing what's in front of us and what that actually takes with a story. A story about a boy, a Jewish boy, of course, who asked questions, of course. From the time he was young, he questioned everyone about everything. His questions never stopped. Every answer only gave birth to a new question. He began asking about small things, and as he grew older, his questions grew bigger. So by the time he was a young man, he sought the biggest answers of all. But there was no one in his small village who could answer those questions. You have to go and see the Rebbe, his father said. He will help you find the answers. Now, the Rebbe was a great teacher. He knew the answers to the biggest of questions. He even knew the secrets of God. So, the boy's mother packed him a lunch, and with a hug of love, his parents sent him on his way. The boy arrived in the Rebbe's town, and he found his way to the Rebbe's school. And he listened intensely to the Rebbe's lessons, thrilled at the prospect of finally finding the answers. And at last, he was shown in to see the Rebbe. And he said, "Great Rebbe, please teach me the secrets of God. I want to learn them." And the Rebbe stared at the boy's face for some time, and then he said, "I will teach you. But tell me, do you have a place to stay?" "A place to stay?" the boy asked. "I don't need a place to stay. I just want to master the secrets of God." "Yes, yes, of course, but first go and find a place to stay. Then you will learn the secrets." So the boy left. He wasn't happy about the delay, but he knew he had to obey the Rebbe. He scoured the town searching for an inn or a room or a loft, even a spare bed. He found nothing available. It was a small town. There was no VRBO or Airbnb. No one had a room to spare. If he wanted to stay in the town, he was going to have to build himself his own place. So he found a good-hearted carpenter who offered to share his skills and lend his tools, and the boy set to work building a home. He didn't know if he could do it since he'd never built anything before, and he figured he had to try. It wasn't easy. Every time he put up a wall, it fell down. Every time he covered the roof, it fell in. He was Jewish. Thank you. But he persisted. And finally, the wall stayed up, and the roof stayed up, and the windows and doors opened and shut, and the boy realized he had built himself a home. It wasn't big, it wasn't pretty, but it was cozy and warm, and it was his. He had never thought he could do such a thing, but he had, so he returned to the Rebbe. "Rebbe, I built myself a home. Now teach me the secrets of God." But the Rebbe said, "Of course, but first tell me, do you have a job?" "A job? No, I want to learn the secrets." "Go and find a job, and then we'll have plenty of time to learn together." So the boy left. He knew he had to obey. He looked for a job, and it turned out the village baker was advertising for an apprentice. So the boy offered himself. He'd never worked so hard in his life. He was weary, his back ached, his head hurt, but he learned. He learned how to turn flour and water into fine loaves of bread and sweet cakes, and he learned the joy of serving his neighbors. So he goes back to see the Rebbe, and he says, "Rebbe, you told me to find a place to stay, I built a home. You told me to get a job, I learned to bake. Now, the secrets of God." And the Rebbe says, "Are you married?" "Married? Why?" The Rebbe says, "Go get married. Then you'll learn the secrets." The boy was frustrated. But what could he do? And it so happened in the town there was this girl he liked, and he suspected she liked him too. They took walks at sunset. They had picnics in the meadow. They talked about their dreams. They fell in love. In his whole life, he had never known he could love someone as much as he loved her. He asked her to marry him. She asked him to marry her. The boy went back to the Rebbe. "Okay, I built a home. I learned a trade. I got married. I didn't know I could love someone as much as I love her. The secrets of God." "Do you have children?" asked the Rebbe. The boy and his wife had children, and the boy discovered that he could love deeper and work even harder and feel even more complete than he had ever felt before. So he returned to the Rebbe. Rebbe, when I came to you years ago, I asked you to teach me the secrets of God. You told me to find a place to stay. You told me to find a job. You told me to get married. You told me to have kids. I am ready, Rebbe. I have done everything you asked. And the Rebbe said, not yet. You are not ready yet. What else, the boy thought. Well, that day the man learned, because the boy was now a man, that his grandfather was ill, so he rushed to be by his side. And when the grandfather realized that his grandson had grown into a man, learned and wise, he smiled weakly, he fell asleep, and he peacefully died with his grandson by his side. The man cried with a sadness he had never felt before. And as the days went by, sweet memories of his grandfather replaced some of his pain, and he found the way back to life, to his family, to his happiness, and to his Rebbe. Great Rebbe, I loved my grandfather so much. He taught me to love life as he did. I am ready now to share the secrets of God. Yes, my son, you are now ready. You came here years ago looking for God outside of yourself, far away, up in the universe. But the best place to find God is within, in your ability to grow, to learn, to build, to produce, to love, to share, to care, to overcome life's pain. You need no more secrets. You've already found the God you came looking for. The boy listened to every word, and he knew the Rebbe was right. Having built a home and made a living, loved a partner, cared for a family, said goodbye to a loved one, all the secrets he needed were his already. Either you will go through this door or you will not go through. But much will blind you. Much will evade you. And at what cost, who knows? The door itself makes no promises. It's only a door. Shabbat shalom.
May I suggest to you, may I suggest this is the best part of your life. May I suggest this time is blessed for you. This time is blessed and shining almost blinding bright. Just turn your head and you'll begin to see the 1,000 reasons that were just beyond your sight. The reasons why I suggest to you, why I suggest this is the best part of your life. There is a world that's been addressed to you, intended only for your eyes. A secret world, like a treasure chest to you, of private scenes and brilliant dreams that mesmerize. A lover's trusting smile, a tiny baby's hands, the million stars that fill the turning sky at night. Oh, I suggest to you, oh, I suggest this is the best part of your life. There is a hope that's been expressed in you. It's the hope of 7 generations, maybe more. And this is the faith that they invest in you, is that you'll do one better than was done before. Inside you know, inside you understand, inside glad you know it's yours to finally set right. And I suggest to you, yes, I suggest this is the best part of your life. This is a song, comes from the west to you. Comes from the west, comes from the slowly setting sun. This is this song with a request of you to see how very short these endless days will run. And when they're gone, and when the dark descends, we'd give anything for one more hour of light. I suggest this is the best part of your life.
And I'd like to invite anybody who'd like to please come forward to open our ark doors at this time.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We honor the following yortzites on this Shabbat: Arthur Mark, Babe Small, David Richmond, Dr. Samuel J. Simon, Edmund Goldman, Franda Patricia Irvin, Freda Roberts, Harriet Marcus Urbano, Horace Small, Eileen Evans, Joe Harnell, Nancy Gabella, Phyllis Sorkin, Ray Bernstein. We continue mourning as a community for William Bill Drongowski, Susan Ruckman, George Hahn, Bibi Weinstein, Jerry Eli, Marvin Oakes, T.J. Cohen, Walter P. Stern, Arnold Hyatt, Evelyn Ruth Richmond, Stephen Allen Cooper, Lucille Foley, Norman Edward Heyman, Stephen Joel Dubin, Toby Lee Spiegel, Stanley Felix, and Artis Felix. If I've not mentioned the name of a loved one, please do so at this time. Mourners Kaddish, Yit Gadal v'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Yirtei Lich Malchutei, B'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mebarach Le'olam Olmei Almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, Shemei d'kudusha barichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, de'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'mromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Zichronam Livracha, may the blessing of our God be always a blessing to us, as well as the memory of our loved ones. Together we say, Amen. Just a few announcements before we make Kiddush, so stick with me. Torah study, as always, on Zoom at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Please join me and Cantor Goldberg if you haven't had enough tonight. We'll be going to church on Sunday, and we'd love for you to be there. We'll be speaking at an interfaith experience at Sparrow Day Church Sunday morning at 10 a.m. It's located over on Park Avenue in Sylvan Park, and we adore their pastor, and we're looking forward to having a really good time there on Sunday morning, so please join us. If you'd be interested in helping a refugee family in Nashville, there's more information on how to become a mentor Sunday, July 17th, that's this Sunday, at Woodmont Hills Church. So you can really go from church to church on Sunday. You can start at Sparrow Day at 10 and then go to Woodmont Hills at 12:30. And that'll be a big day of church for you, but well worth your while. Our office will be closed next week, Tuesday through Thursday. It's our Staff Vision Week, where we plan all the amazing things that we hope to be doing with you this next year. So no mahjong or schmooze and views this next week, but they will resume the week after. All right, I'm just going to leave it at that. So thank you, Rabbi, for moving us through our announcements. And don't forget to check our website for all the good stuff happening. Cantor, Kiddush. Let's do it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat.
L'chaim. All right, we're going to close, and you can say Shabbat Shalom to one another with the words of Osei Shalom. It's our Shabbat Shalom, Osei Shalom song. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbat.
Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Say shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Shabbat shalom. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ya'aseh shalom. Shalom.